Let me hit record. So if anybody else wants to watch it, who couldn't make it, they can. Um, yeah, let's get started. So it's, I figured it's the beginning of the year. Let's talk about like goal setting and vision. Um, so be thinking about, what are your goals? They could be coaching related, personal goals, stuff like that, that you would be comfortable with sharing with the group here. I hosted DC Super Saturday. You guys, saw last weekend was Super Saturday, hopefully, right? Or Super Weekend, actually. So I don't know if there were any by you, but there's like a limited number that are across the US and Canada right now that are hosting them just because of COVID, right? And depends where you are and your state restrictions and all that stuff. But we hosted one in Virginia, which is near DC. And we had Carl come and Jennifer Jacobs. We did a job one workout. And we had about 350 people show up. So it was a good turnout. I honestly, I expected a lot more, but because of, Corona and the media scaring everyone to death, I probably got about half of what we should have gotten. But we also had a superstar. We had several superstar diamond coaches, but one of them was Julie Voris, and you guys ever seen Julie? You know who I'm talking about? No, she's been around forever, right? She's like, she was recruited by Christine Dwyer. And if you guys know who Christine Dwyer is, she's a founding coach along with, Robert Hudgens, our upline coach. But she's got like half the network under her. And she was brought in by what is her name? Chalene Johnson. So Carl brought Chalene as one of the first trainers, right? Super trainers. And then she brought in her team of fitness trainers. And that was Christine Dwyer and Tina Gray and, all of those other names that you've probably heard of. Janelle Summers, of course. But Julie was brought in right after that as well, because with Christine. So she's been in the network a long time. Some amazing things about her is not only is she a superstar diamond coach, and has been for many, many years, but she is a 12-time elite coach. 12 times. I don't think there's anybody that has been elite more than Julie Voris. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing, right? I mean, and of course she's, has all the other accolades as well, $1 million earner and Success Club legend and all those good things. But she talked about vision and, goal sharing, which we had a diamond dinner and she talked about it there. And I thought it was really good what she said. So I thought I would share it with you guys. When you think, I mean, I know I've said before and I've heard many times, like if your why doesn't make you cry, well, it's not a good enough why, right? Or your goal doesn't make you cry. Well, nothing really makes me cry, right? I'm just not a crier, okay? It's like I could lose somebody really close to me and I wouldn't probably cry, So, that's not a good age for me. But she said something different, which does resonate with me. And that is, what is going to get you out of bed and excited to do this business? Because that's what your goal needs to be, right? And she said, no one, and we do this all the time, right? It's like when we talk about coaching goals, what's your coaching goal? And most people say, well, my goal is to be diamond, or my goal is to be an emerald, or my goal is to be a 5-star diamond, or my goal is to hit Success Club, right? those are not goals. Julie said, that is your vehicle. That is not the goal, right? You're not going to jump out of bed excited to do this business because you want to hit diamond, that's not it. It's what does that mean to you in real life? So think about that. What does it mean in real life to achieve that goal? Is it the status? Is it, the recognition of walking across stage? Is that what's going to get you jumping out of bed and doing this business every day? Or is it the monetary value that you're going to be able to make when you're a diamond, right? Of making that $100 a week or $500 a week or whatever. Right? And what is that going to do, for you in your life? So that's what your goal needs to be. It doesn't have to be a big goal. She said that her first goal, and she said she was at an event and like Carl asked her and what her goal was. And she just said something. And she said, I want to take my family to Disney. And she said they didn't have any money, never been to Disney. Right. But, after she told Carl that, she was like, oh, crap. Now what am I going to do? Right now I need to get to work, because not only did she tell Carl, but she told her family, right? She told her kids, right? So, that kind of gets me, but you make a promise to your kids and I guarantee you're going to do it, right? It's going to get you out of bed, right? And that's what we all need to do, right? Like, and we should never say, she said, no coach should say, I can't go to Summit because I don't have money, or I can't do this because I don't have money, or I can't do that, right? For whatever reason. She said, you have an amazing opportunity with this company to do whatever you want, to make as much money as you possibly want to, right? You just have to get to work, right? You just have to set these goals that is going to motivate you and get to work. Because there are people, new coaches even, that, have changed their life, who have gone 6 figures in a year or two, who have walked away from their full-time jobs. It's just, how hard do you want to work? And is your goal big enough or motivating enough for you to do it? Right. So I really like that. It's like Success Club Diamond, all that stuff. That's just the vehicle, right? It's like, if you set that goal of, I'm going to take my kids to Disney next year, well, naturally, you're going to be doing the inviting and the following and the talking to people in order to, achieve those goals of hitting Success Club, right? That's going to happen naturally, right? Because in order for you to hit that bigger goal, whatever it is, making $100 a week, $500 a week, you got to be doing those daily, the daily activity tracker, right? Which means that's going to lead to Success Club. And you do that, consistently, and you will be a diamond within 6 months, a year, whatever it takes. I mean, it just naturally, it's going to happen. Right. So, if you're doing the daily activities, the rest of it's just going to fall in line naturally. But you got to have that goal, that why, whatever you want to call it, right? That motivation. And so, I thought that was really good. And she said she kept changing her why over the years. She said her most recent why was she was going to buy a house in Florida and move to Florida. And if you follow her, she just did that. So, that has been a long time big goal of hers. her husband is a coach for, I forget the college. He's a college coach, football coach, and he's been doing this for, I don't know, 20 years, 30 years, something like that. And um, something else that she said, and if you're an Emerald, or Tom, I know you can appreciate this, but somebody said, well, I get so hurt, when I lose a coach, or, I'm in a rebuild phase. We talked about that as well, um, and that is really true. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever had any coaches that you thought, I know me and Tom have this all the time, who, we have such high hopes for, and we think they're amazing, and they're showing up to the calls, and they're, doing the activities. And I've even had diamonds and star diamonds that have been such good friends of mine, and then boom, one day they're gone, and you never hear from them again. I mean, and it hurts. It rips your heart out, and I still don't understand why it happens. Especially when you have built friendships with people. But she said, we have to let it go, and we have to. We're not in a rebuild. We're in a constant build state. That's what she said, and it makes so much sense that. She said that her husband, right, coaches football, college football. She said that they only play football like 3 to 4 months out of the year, right? That's the only time they're actually playing. You know what they're doing? What she said, you know what he's doing the rest of the time, the rest of the 8 to 9 months? He's recruiting. Yeah. She said it's not like he's rebuilding, or he's building. He's constantly building, right? When he's not playing actively in the season, he's building, right? Because maybe not with the pros, but with college, every year he loses a whole class, right? That whole senior class. And it probably pains him some to lose them, but at the same time, he knows that they're going on with their lives, right? They're advancing their lives, they're doing what they need to do, right? They can't they can't stick around for whatever reason, right? And that could be true of coaches too. It's like, this was what they needed at the time in their life, and now they're moving on, right? So for those of us, like most of us on this call, we're lifers, right? So we're not leaving, right? So it doesn't apply, doesn't apply to me. But if I do have a coach that leaves, quits, whatever, steps back, I can't take it personally. And I just have to realize that was, it was right for them at the time that they did it. And now, I just have to wish them well, right? So those are the two big things that I took away from her talk. I mean, she talked about a lot of things, and she answered a lot of questions. We actually had a whole Superstar Diamond panel. And we had like four or five Superstar Diamonds, and they answered lots of different questions. But I thought those two were great for me, and especially the vision one, the goal setting one. So did anybody think of a goal or a motivation that would get you excited and, out of bed every morning, excited to do this business?
I did.
Okay. What?
So there's two things that my wife and I want to get. So she's also, in addition to our doing our gratefulness journal, she's also started exercising every other day now. So, which is good. But so long story short, we got fertility testing for both of us to see if there was anything wrong with both of us, to see if we had to go maybe the IVF route. It actually turns out I'm okay, she's okay. The big thing that's in the way is her being extremely obese. She's 5 foot, around 270-ish or so. And the fertility place that we were going to, called Mom Doc, said that they wouldn't even start any treatment unless she had a BMI of 40 or less. And she was at like 54 or something like that when we looked it up. So that being said, so we're working on that goal. But the two big things that we're wanting to accomplish is we want to get a bigger car for future kids, and not huge, but like maybe size of like Nissan Rogue-ish size or so. So it'd be saving up for something like that. And also is to also get ourselves a house in the next year and a half or so. So we're going to probably be renting, for our leases up in July, but we're probably going to renew again because we have a wedding that's going to be coming up in October, and it's just going to be really hard to try to, first of all, come up with a down payment, as well as moving, and then all of a sudden having to go to the wedding, which is in another state and all that. So we're thinking about another year and a half for that, but definitely for the coaching business, I can see this definitely assisting us getting to that goal of another car and buying a home. So
Yeah, that's good. And then Beachbody obviously can help with the weight loss, right? For her and the your fitness goals as well. So yes. It's really perfect. And if she has a big transformation, that could be great for her as a coach, or you sharing her stories or her journey, doing it with her. That could really help your business. So
oh yeah,
I think it's a win-win, and it's definitely a motivator, right? To get up every day and do it, and along with those financial goals. It's great.
Yeah. And plus they're measurable too. It's just like, that's the one thing that when people make New Year's resolutions, like, I want to lose weight, I'm like, okay, well, how much?
Right.
in what, 3 years? So anyway.
Right.
But yeah.
And what are you going to change to do it, right?
What are you going to change? Habits, stuff like that. So
yeah. Who else? Tom, what do you got?
Quit my job.
It's a great one.
I knew that was yours. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Yeah, I mean, now more than ever. So
yeah.
It's just it's a motivator for me to get that, for sure. I mean, it always was, just because I enjoy what I do. So it's like, the commute was a huge motivator. But now it's at the point where I'm not even enjoying it. It's not fun anymore in this place. And and you learn throughout this whole experience with the pandemic and stuff, how your loyalty means nothing. Your everything you do, it's really just nothing to them, and they're just excuse and a scapegoat. And but it really doesn't matter. So there's no appreciation, no nothing. So it's just not, doesn't really do it for me anymore. It's different with this CEO, the whole organization there, and it's very kind of the same everywhere. I mean, it was kind of unique in the environment they had when we opened, but bottom line, any organization, any job company you're with, you're a number on a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And even if you're saving them money, they don't even look at the big picture. They don't look beyond the. So anyhow, yeah, that's a huge motivator for me. And I laid out my goals and my plans. I got other ones too, physical goal, things I want to, make my body fat. So, but for as far as the business, yeah, that's it. And yeah, so I'm turning up the heat.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's like we all, even when I worked, right? It's like I liked my job, I liked the people I worked with, but I knew, right, if they needed to make budget cuts and lay people off, they didn't have any loyalty to me, right? They weren't going to take care of me. I knew that, right? And it's just business, right? I mean, I understand it. It's just business, right? I mean, we're just, wheels in the cog, right? Unless you're a business owner, but then like Jeremy, right? But then you still have no guarantees, right? It's like pandemic hits, right? Affects your business, supply chains, right? Walmart moves in, whatever, right? You don't know, right? There's no guarantees, right? So having that second stream of income where, right, like your business goes under or you lose your job, and like even if you love your job, you want to keep it or to keep your business going, right, or whatever, right, having that other stream of income makes perfect sense, right? That's what Jay Ramsey and anybody will tell you, right? You need multiple streams of income.
Multiple.
So who else has a goal?
Yeah, I've got pretty modest goals. I mean, my fitness goals, 6-pack by summer.
Wow.
That's just something for me. But
have you had a 6-pack before?
Side, what's that?
Have you had a 6-pack before?
I have, years ago.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Yeah. That's the personal goal.
Yes.
On the business side, this past year I was very kind of inconsistent with it, and I think I ended up making on average an extra 125 a month. Right. So on the business side, I mean, I want to be significantly more consistent with working out, my nutrition, posting, following up with new followers, and kind of building that end. And I would like by the end of the year to get upwards to the $300 to $400 a month extra income, so then I can start doing a little bit of extra stuff with the kids, maybe take them on vacation or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's good to set a reward, like you said, right? Like trip to Disney, love to get that paid for by Beachbody or whatever, right? Whatever it is, right? Or I want to get my motorcycle payment paid for, right? Every month. So good. Anybody else?
Well, in listening to all of you, I have found mine as well. I'd like to lose 20 pounds by the time I go to Summit.
Me
I
too.
would like to have the funds to enjoy Summit.
Yeah.
And my ultimate is to get out of the truck and be at home where I can enjoy life as you all know it, but I don't.
Right. Yep. That's good.
Those are my stepping stones, so to say, and to be more consistent with learning to videotape myself in the truck and getting myself out there and recognized again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a good goal. I know a friend of mine growing up, he ended up buying his own truck. So that could be a goal for you.
No, I did that for 6 years. No.
Okay.
I don't know enough mechanics to keep myself out of trouble.
Yeah. All right.
That owning a truck, it sounds marvelous when you're young, but when you get older, you realize that, okay, now I've got to pay all this, and this. And by the time it works out, you're better off being an employee.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. Awesome. All right. What about Yvonne? You guys, any goals?
Yeah, good morning. My personal goal is to perfect my balance between my long hours of work and my Beachbody commitment. But then my business goal is just really also perfecting the reaching out to people, doing follow-ups and invites, and just getting better at that and everything, along with production.
Mm.
'Cause, I'm doing that by myself, so so that's difficult, but just working on both of those to get better at what I'm doing at my craft.
Yeah. So is that gonna motivate you to get out of bed every day? And are you gonna be excited to work the business because of that?
Well, I'm already excited about the business, because that's why I joined. I like the Beachbody family. I like the program. It fits my schedule. So that gets me going. It's just my personal struggle again with my long hours of work, health and age, and just not letting that stop me. So other than that, I'm totally committed and motivated.
All right. Are you standing outside?
Yes,
She's walking.
I just dropped my car off for it's a yearly service. So yes,
Oh, no.
just happened to be at the time we had to do our call.
Okay. No worries. Yeah, Julie asked,
Don, get with me after.
okay. So
Say
Julie
it again,
asked,
Connie.
oh, go ahead, Connie.
Get with me afterwards.
Okay, I'll try to do so.
Did she hear
DM
me?
me how I can reach out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, DM on the page.
On Facebook. Just
Oh.
instant
Yeah.
messenger.
Copy that.
So, yeah, Julie asked one girl what her goal was, what motivated her, and she said, what, like a lot of coaches, helping people, right? She said, well, we all like to help people, but again, that could fall more into the vehicle, right? It's like we're helping people to do this business to get us to our goal, but is the thought of helping somebody going to make you jump out of bed and do your 100 invites? Probably not, right?
Mm-mm.
Because you're going to get discouraged and you're going to get those Bitcoiners and and you're
Mhm.
going to be like, this doesn't work, right? And you're going to give up. But you gotta think dig a little deeper, and the helping people and the getting better at whatever is just the vehicle, right?
Mhm.
So Arcady, welcome. Glad you could join us.
What's up? What's up? Glad to be here.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
The new
thank
Emerald.
you.
All right.
Yeah, man. My goal is diamond by the end of January.
Okay, well, you missed the first part of the conversation where I was sharing what Julie Voris shared with our super weekend, and diamond is not the goal, right? 5-star, 15-star Success Club is not the goal, right? It's what is going to change your life, right? What is going to motivate you to get up and excited to do this business every day, right? What does diamond mean to you in real life, right? Why is that the goal, right? And the real reason is it, you want to make $500 a month? Is it you want the recognition? You want to have the team and whatever that means. So you got to think what is going to get you jumping out of bed, motivated, excited to do this business every day. And that's what your goal needs to be. And then the hitting diamond, hitting Success Club, that's just the vehicle to get you to that goal.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
I love he told me a goal when we were on a call, the other team calls, that your first goal you said to me actually brought tears to my eyes. You remember what your goal he told me?
My
What
goal
was it?
or arcade?
Okay,
Oh,
we were texting during a call when Robert Hudgens was talking about goals, and the first goal he told me, you don't remember?
No,
For your
forgot.
mom. Just write it down.
Oh yeah. To
gotta
make
write
my
it down.
mom financially free.
yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
how awesome. So what you should do is you should tell your mom that what your goal is, right? To get her to be financially free so she doesn't have to work every day. And
I've
when you
told her dozens of times, yeah.
okay, so when you tell her, right, then you know put a date on it. So, hey, mom, by, in the next 2 years, I'm gonna make enough so that you don't have to work, and then get to work. Right?
Yeah. For sure.
So, yeah, awesome goal. All right. Who else? Brent, you got one?
Mine would have to go back to just help digging us out of some of the debt we incurred, especially with this little one the past year with his major surgery he just had. That set us back a little bit. So it would be more reaching those goals to pay off the bills, the big bills, unexpected bills that came that we wasn't ready for would be more a goal that I would need, that I needed
Yeah.
that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Yep, getting out of debt is a big thing. But as long as that's enough to motivate you to do it, right?
It is.
Because
It
I'm
is.
guessing even if you don't do it and don't make a penny, you'll probably get out of debt anyway, just because you're going to save and you're going to,
But it will take longer.
it'll take longer, right?
Yes. And plus, at my age, retirement's normal retirement is right around the corner. You got to start looking at those things quicker. You can get at most stuff, but the unexpected bills out of the way compared to your normal life bills that you got to pay for. So, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, for sure. Hey, Monique, welcome back. Good to see you again. You have any goals for this year?
Not yet.
Okay.
I've been reading about that, like getting motivated from listening to other people, setting their goals and all that. And I haven't, I have to sit down and do that. I just, it's been, it's been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So,
I
'cause
know you moved into a new house, right? And wasn't that going on last year?
Yeah, I'm in the apartment. I'm not in my new house yet.
Okay.
That'll be this year sometime. If they start building. They haven't started building it yet. So it's kind of hard when it's minus 12 Fahrenheit. But yeah, it's so yeah, I have to sit down and because you probably knew I had gone away from Beachbody for about 4 months. Then I came back in. Now the reason why is because I feel myself slipping with the weight. I know that's not it's a goal, but it's not really a goal to get me going per se, but I needed to get back into it.
Yeah. Well, for sure. I mean, it gives you the accountability, right? Being part of the team and coming to these calls, it gives you some accountability to stay on track with your fitness and, and
But-
hopefully, the business as well. So yeah, that's why I encourage everybody to come every
Yeah.
single week,
Mhm. Now,
Welcome back, Monica.
oh, thank you, Yvonne. Um, the other thing is, I don't know, it's probably my mind frame. See, I'm already retired, so it's not doing the business because I want to go away from my work because I've
Right.
done that part. I'm just yeah, so that's why I find it difficult to find a goal.
But now that you are retired, you're on a limited fixed income, right? I mean, I'm sure you're not
Oh, yeah,
rich, right? And not that uh,
no, you're right, yeah.
so wouldn't it be nice to have that additional income so that you can take a vacation or buy a new car or whatever, set
Mhm.
a goal like that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a big enough goal. It's for me, it's hard to judge,
Mhm.
which is a goal, a good goal to get me out of bed, like you said, and say, yes, I need to do this. I need to think more
Yeah, what is something
about it.
that you think that you would never be able to do? Being
Well, the
where you
traveling,
are
I
now.
love traveling, but right now with all the stuff that's going around, it's harder. So that's another thing, like like we're so restricted here.
Yeah.
Like we're in a lockdown still right now. Um so we're restricted in a sense that, and um you can't move. You can't move without getting told, oh, you can't go there because you're not anyway, it's just
Yeah, but you gotta think more long term too. I mean, if the goal is like
I
a year from now.
I was gonna say, look for the dream.
look for the pardon me, Connie.
Look for your dream. What is your
Oh.
dream? What do you dream of? You dream of the travel. So work toward the dream.
Right. And for example, I'm just throwing it out there, but let's say a dream of yours would be to, climb the Great Wall of China, right? Well, one, you're probably not in good enough shape to do that now, right? And two, you probably don't have the funds to travel there. So wouldn't that be an awesome goal? I'm not saying that is your goal, but as an example, right? One, you got to get in shape enough to do it. And two, you got to get the funds by next year or the next year, whatever, right? To be able to afford to go there.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're all good ideas. That's
Yeah,
why
but
I
just
like.
think of something that would be a dream, like Connie said, that you right now wouldn't think is possible, but if you could do it, right? Somehow, what would it be?
Well, yeah.
Go to Hawaii, Italy,
Right.
at least
No,
Canada.
my dream is to go to Maldives, so
Mm.
then that's expensive.
Right. Like my mother-in-law is or was a really big person, and her goal was to be able to fit in a single airplane seat, right? Because she didn't want to buy two seats, so she refused to travel, right? So she ended up losing a lot of weight, and now I mean she still hasn't traveled since of COVID, but she can now. So that was a really big motivation for her.
Okay. Yeah, it's all, yeah, it's all things I thought of. So just need to write them down and then put them to view so that it says, okay, this is what I have to do now.
Right. And tell somebody about it, right?
Yes.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Do you have kids?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm all by myself here.
Okay. I thought if you know, have family or siblings or something, you know.
Oh, yeah, I have, yeah, oh, yes, I have a brother and sister. My
Right.
sister loves traveling. My brother, not as much.
Maybe you
He-
can plan a trip with your sister, right? Or something, and then she
Yeah.
can help you stay accountable to that, right?
Yeah,
But yeah, think about it.
okay, yeah. Thank you for all the ideas. I knew there was a reason why I had to tune into this meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those weren't really ideas for you, right? You have to come up with your own ideas.
Oh,
and
yes, I
I'll help
know.
you think out of the box.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Anybody else? Nate, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
You got any goals?
Oh, my goal this year is to get enough, start earning enough to pay for or save up for my boys' school.
Okay. What kind of school?
Just for their college fund, so we don't have to take that out of our regular income. That it'll come out of the Beachbody income.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. That's good. Yeah, whatever you make, put in that college fund, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because right now we're setting aside five between the two of them, 500 a month, which I mean that cuts into everything else. So it'd be nice to
Yeah.
have that back.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know when I started, I think I had already been working for, I don't know, probably close to 20 years. And I never really been able to save very much money. Is anybody else in that boat? You know, it's kind of like you work paycheck to paycheck and you got a little savings, but not a lot, right? I was never able to save, even for my daughter's education, right? It's like I would, we had a 529 for them, and I would put $100 a month or whatever. I think, yeah, it was like $100 a month into each of their accounts or whatever. But that's not a lot, right? I mean, that doesn't add up to a lot when it was time for them to go to school. But yeah, the big thing for me when I started was to be able to build up a savings account, right? I never had a savings account, and Beachbody allowed me to build up a significant savings account. I was able to build up like $100,000 in a savings account, that I could choose to invest, and I have invested some of it, but now the thing that scared me to death was like my daughters now are at the age of getting married. Well, 10 years ago, before I had started Beachbody, you guys know weddings cost $30,000, right? It's like, I have two daughters. How in the world was I going to pay for that? Right? I mean, so now I don't have to worry about that, and so that was originally my goal, right? It's like everything that I made just went into the bank account, and that was enough for me just to see my savings growing every single week. I could see my savings growing. And then eventually I was able to, walk away from my job, but that wasn't my original goal. My original goal was just, hey, if I can make an extra $10,000 to get into my savings account this year, that's going to be fantastic. Get my products paid for, whatever, go to Summit. That was my goals when I started. So, well, let's wrap up. Does anybody have anything else they want to add?
Just get me your videos. Sneak peek. I want to set it up.
Yeah, right. I got Tom my videos. Who do you still need videos for? Call them out.
Still needs one from me.
Nate.
Me.
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to work on it this
It's easier to say
afternoon.
who's I got. I got it on Katie and you.
Okay, all right. So yeah, Chris, if you want to do a new video, or pick a different topic, you know, you could do one, Jeremy, Brent, whoever,
Mhm.
whoever wants to do one. Yeah, the more we get, and make them short, right? They could be like 2 minutes, right? It doesn't
Mhm.
have to be a lot. Be exciting, have good light, smile, you know, there's some, you know, tips for you.
And our combined team's doing a webinar Tuesday night, if you guys want to invite to that.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you next week.
All right.
Right.
See ya.